Hello, Libra. This is the Healing Grasshopper here to do your 2024 yearly forecast. So, this reading is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node. So, I am going to focus on the astrology for the coming year because there's a lot going on this year and for the next handful of years. But we're going to talk about what's brewing for this coming year and how it's different from last year and the years before that. So, the first thing, by the way, I am not an astrologer. I am a tarot card reader, obviously, and we are going to get to the tarot in a bit. Um, but I have extracted this information from the internet and from various YouTube sources as well. I have listed three of my favorite YouTube astrologers if you want to check them out. I don't know them. These are not plugs. I just like to give credit where credit's due. Anywho, let's start with the big energies. The three outer planets, Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus, are aligning and changing signs um, between 2024 and 2025. It's like they're all clicking into place at the same time, which is very rare and has the potential for great upheavals in the outer world, but seems to promise some very auspicious changes for many individuals on a personal level. So, the personal level is what I would like to focus on. We'll leave the outer world for the astrologers to discuss because there are some chaotic and upsetting things that might be happening in the outer world that I'd rather not talk about. Let's just focus on the micro collective, um, which is you guys on a personal level, on a general personal level. Um, so this is going to bring great change. So for the next few years, for all of the signs, it's going to be an atmosphere of rehauling one's life. And there are other energies that we're going to talk about that reflect that notion as well. So let's start with Venus is direct all year, which is awesome. It makes it easier to focus and make viable plans without stop starts and false starts that Venus is known to bring. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with the Venus retrograde, what Venus tends to do is put rose-colored glasses on us and make things look better than they actually are, like returning to exes, which is usually a very, very bad idea. And then when Venus goes direct again, you're like, what? What a terrible idea. What was I thinking? Kind of thing. But we will not have any of that this year, which is very important because we're going to have an influx of new ideas and building uh, new lives in a new paradigm. We don't need any trickster energy. So that's great. Saturn in Pisces, that happens around every 30 years, um, has been with us since March of 2023 and will stay with us until February of 2026. Saturn in Pisces can generally help manifest dreams, but bring a dose of reality to impractical ideas. But for you, Libra, this environment will bring a desire to socialize and do things that are intellectually stimulating, like a book that might interest you, but also may keep you busy with communications like phone calls or emails. So, a very dynamic um, couple of years. Jupiter and Taurus will bring an opportunity to become better acquainted. I'm sorry. So, Jupiter and Taurus was with us since May of 2023 and will stay with us until May 25th, 2024. um, will bring an opportunity to become better acquainted with yourself with plenty of introspection, which can help you see clearer and enhance many areas in life, including romantic relationships, general communication with others, and even finance. It can also help you have a brighter outlook on life and help you find more joy more easily than before. Uranus and Taurus since 2018 and will stay with us until July 2025 with a general energy of disrupting long held beliefs and habits. And we all know habits die hard. Expect rapid change and disruption to the way we think and communicate and how we get around. This energy will bring an expansion of finances either at work, an inheritance, or an increase of a spouse's income. But be careful not to go overspending. A more productive use of the new funds are recommended, like investing or eliminating debt. The potential for romance will present itself at this time with courtship and enjoyment in sensual pleasures. Lovely. So, so those are kind of the bigger energies that'll be happening for us in the next few years to handful of months. So we're going to start with what's going on in January. Um, Mercury goes direct January 1st, and we know this already. This has already happened. Um, or for those of you who didn't know that already, um, Mercury tends to um, put a wrench in our plans, like uh, computers going down and our cars not starting and people misunderstanding us and arguments and all that kind of stuff. Um, so it's gone direct and it allows for a more efficient communication. But note that there will be only 3 periods of retrogrades this year, which will allow more clear and correct communication, direct communication. So we usually have 4 retrogrades in a year, and we only have 3 this time. Plus, the no Venus retrogrades is really going to help us with our planning and our building of new lives. So, um, Pluto shifting into Aquarius. Now, this is my favorite subject here because I just found out about this Pluto thing about 4 to 5 months ago, and I was astonished because Pluto has been in Capricorn for the past 15 years, and it explains why things have been so difficult for myself and many people. Um, with a general feeling, so the energies are Pluto is disruptive and sometimes destructive, like the Tower card, like destroys things so you can build them back up again. Capricorn is the opposite energy, where Capricorn is about stability and keeping things the same, and Pluto wants to change things. So it's really brought this energy in all of our lives of us trying to build something and Pluto kicking our sandcastle down constantly. And Lord, is that the truth for me? Um, I'm sure many of you can attest to that. Um, so, wow, that explains a whole lot. So, we are now moving out of that energy, and on the 20th of January, it's going to happen officially. It's going to move into Aquarius, where we don't have clashing energy. We have Pluto disruption with Aquarius disruption, innovation, wanting to try new things. So these two energies work very, very well together, and it brings us the energy of allowing us to change things in our lives with ease and to build new things, to start new businesses and that kind of thing without them going to crap. Very exciting for you, Libra, and everyone else as well. So, Pluto shifting into Aquarius on the 20th will bring a desire to make your life more pleasurable instead of full of drudgery and obligation, with plenty of good ideas to make it happen. Yay! Um, so that's what's going on in January. Let's see what the cards say. Ace of Swords, new ideas. Um, I, I don't think we need to clarify that, but I will anyway. Um, Spirit, you have anything else to say about this Ace of Swords? What are the new ideas? Um, so Libra, there are things that you've been thinking about doing that you didn't dare even start in the past few years because you were so busy trying to keep all of the balls up in the air, paying the bills and pleasing your boss and all the million other things and that you had to do in your life that you didn't dare examine any of your dreams and aspirations. And this is going to be the start of a new paradigm where you're going to be able to entertain those dreams. And you're going to be having a whole influx of new ones right there. All right. Justice. So, and there's also going to be a lot of balancing out of what happened previously. Um, I know with a lot of the other signs, there have been relationships that have been not so healthy, where people have really taken advantage of us. For those of you who this resonates with, and it really seems like they no matter how bad things got or no matter how hard you tried to fix it or communicate to them that you weren't happy, they still seem to get away with the crap that they were doing and um never dealt with any consequences. um that's also going to end. um I mean, but Libra, eh, karma is assured. Karma is always going to arrive at some point. And it's always a privilege for the universe to allow you to witness the karma arriving, which means like someone does something to you and you give it up to karma, which is what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to take matters into your own hands. That creates bad karma for you. So you give it up to karma and you have faith that the universe will take care of them. Sometimes you see that karma delivered. Sometimes you don't, and you just have to have faith that in some moment in time, it's going to come to them. But a lot of you will be witnessing this karma, which will, be a nice closure for some of you. So, and then, but don't dwell too much on this. You've got too much work to do in building your heaven on earth and to be dwelling on all this ugliness. But this is just the universe saying that, things will be put to right. So, and if that was an issue for you, that can help give you closure. So, let's move on to February, where there aren't any significant astrological events. So we're just going to go for a card, which is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands talks about it can be like momentary loss of faith, like, oh, I'm tired I've done all this work and nothing to show for it, and I'm spent. Um, this is a reminder from Spirit that, especially after the past 15 years, huh? With Pluto and Capricorn, where we've all been Sisyphus pushing that boulder up the hill for that boulder only to fall back down again. We have to keep rolling the ball up the hill. I use that example a lot because that's how I felt for the past 15 years. Just could not get anything done. Um, that feeling is going to bleed into this year because there's going to be a transition where you can't really see the difference between what happened in the previous years of being kind of blocked to things being open for you, but having to really put in elbow grease without you really seeing yet that you're going to have anything to show for it. It kind of feels like same old, same old. But that's not the case. Soon enough, you're going to start to see, oops, wow, the light at the end of the tunnel. That was quick. Spirit has a lot to say. Page of Pentacles. Right. So, also, this is the same kind of feeling where some of you may be working towards making more money, starting new businesses or at home businesses, that kind of thing, or even starting new jobs or whatever, income making ventures. And it's just in the early stages. This is the Page of Pentacles. This is an endeavor in an early stage that you may not see the payoff yet, but that's okay. It's okay. You're going to get there. Have one more. Oh, no, I don't think Spirit has anything. We're moving on. Okay. Moving on. We have March, lunar eclipse in Libra on the 25th. This is the time to embrace your own convictions over others. Very important. And that's going to, well, let me just finish this. Standing in your own power and not letting others' opinions rule you will be encouraged. Adhering to your own thoughts and opinions does not mean stomping on others, however. Strong convictions with an ounce of diplomacy will work wonders. So you're going to feel this urge of you're emerging from all of this that's happened in the previous years, and you're mad as hell and you're not going to take it anymore. You are fed up with people and their BS, and you're thinking about Libra and what Libra thinks, wants, and needs, and you're not trying to hear anyone else's BS. which is a good thing. This is you really starting to stand in your power. But, and Libra, the other thing is that you have to remember, I've been telling all the other signs this too. And towards the end of the year, too, the energies are going to change. And we're going to talk about this again, where um, and I'm going to continue to remind you that you're not the only one who is fed up with things and are trying to build something new and are trying to stand in their own power. And everyone is at their own level of ascension and their own level of, and have their own different quality of coping mechanisms too. So some have very poor coping mechanisms. So that means that, you're going to be dealing with some people who aren't really handling things very well. You are going to need to really remind yourself of that in the moments when you're out in the world dealing with folks, because it's going to be quite difficult this year and the coming years, um, where you're going to want to tell people where to go, especially people who are trying to kind of encroach on your efforts. So you're going to need to tell them, step aside, you're in my way. In some kind of, you're going to need to develop some diplomatic ways of dealing with that, because it's never good to create toxicity in your life. So what do we have for March? Four of Swords. So Four of Swords is really talking about, you know, what I just said, taking a beat. There's going to be many, many times where um, um, you're just going to need to have a timeout and some quiet time. You're going to have to take a deep breath because you're going to be going through a lot. So don't hesitate to have a little quiet time or step away and have some time to yourself. Um, let's see if we have any. Yes, we do. Yes, fabulous. This is so perfect. Okay, so Spirit is reminding you to, you know, why stoop to, you know, immersing yourself in the swamp when you have, and the swamp is everyone else's BS. Why get involved in everyone else's BS when you've got the Ten of Pentacles to build towards? This is where you're heading, Libra. Okay? And don't forget this. And I'm going to continue to remind you of this, of the Ten of Pentacles. And you wallowing in all the BS is just going to delay you getting here. So you've got to remind yourself, sit down for a second and be like, ain't nobody got time for this. All right? So let's go for April. Solar eclipse in Aries, correcting or eliminating toxicity in your life will be the task in this energy. Your tolerance for poor behavior will be at an all-time low, and you will no longer be able to ignore it. If you feel this way about anyone or situation in your life, don't be shy, Libra. It's time to take out the scale. So, this is kind of in contrast to what I was just saying, but different. This is taking out the garbage in your life in April. There are things like friendships, romantic relationships, situationships, even family members are not excluded from this. There are some people and things, jobs, whatever situations that you are going to be identifying in this year as toxic and does not serve you. And you're not going to be having it at all. And it's going to be time for you to take out your Libra scale and weigh whether is this person or situation healthy for me or not. If it's not healthy for you, goes right in the garbage. And that includes family members. And, for the family members, it doesn't need to be that ugly. You just need to, take care of it as high vibrationally as possible, but find the way to tell them that you are done with this behavior and you are moving on. That's all. So let's see what we got. And I know a lot of you have this too because I'm feeling agitated. So yeah, I feel it, and there are family members too. I feel the family members. Yeah, just because they're family doesn't mean that you need to tolerate it. High Priestess. High Priestess says that you're not going to need any help in identifying what's toxic in your life. Your intuition is going to tell you. The things that are obvious, you're going to know, but the ones that are not so obvious, your intuition is going to help you. You're going to wake up to some of the things in your life that you didn't realize were a problem before, but now you see that they got to go to. So let's get clarity on the High Priestess. The moon, right? Reversed. That's what I just said. There are some things, like the family members that I just felt agitated about. You guys know about the family members already as you're watching this. You already resonated with it and you have that person in mind as I'm speaking. But there are other things here that you may not really realize, or you're just now waking up to the idea that maybe I really need to examine this situation and is this actually healthy for me? Because not everything is that obvious. And Lord, I can attest to that because I've had that sort of situation in the past couple of years where, I've had mm, relationships where I didn't quite see that they were unhealthy for me. And then a tower moment came and I was like, wow, how did I not see this before? That's what this energy is about. But the high priestess, your intuition is going to take care of what you haven't been seeing. And by the way, the Pluto and Aquarius too, the disruptor is going to help you in that energy as well. Because Pluto is all about um change and destroying what doesn't work. So that's what this is here. So May, let's see what we got for May. Jupiter into Gemini. This energy will bring an opportunity to learn, do or see something new with an opportunity to meet someone new. Following this urge will serve you well with valuable life experiences to show for it. New solutions and ideas in business and legal matters will present themselves with a clear path forward. A positive attitude will bring good outcomes in almost every area of your life in this energy. So, not everyone's going to have the legal problems, but um, in business, in your job, in any situation where you have some kind of dispute that you need to bring to light, um, Libra, you'll have the universe on your side with that, which will be refreshing for you, Libra, because you hate injustice. So let's see what you got for May, and that is the Eight of Pentacles. So this is the working towards this Ten of Pentacles that I was talking about, and the energy to the Jupiter and Gemini to bring something new, learn something new. Um, there's going to be some very exciting ideas that you're going to have that you're going to start getting to work on. And here you are, clanging away at whatever this is, building your coin. Okay. King of Swords. So again, I feel like King of Swords kind of is a bleed over from this energy here, where the King of Swords is the King of Swords can be diplomatic, but he can also be very, he can be very direct and caustic in his words and not mincing any words. You know, he gets straight to the point. Um, he says what he has to say. So, and that's what this is over here in these previous months. That it's not just going to be in these months too. This is going to be a lingering energy of you saying what you need to say, um, so that you can move on and not having the the heavy, dark, toxic baggage lingering around in your life. So let's see, June. Saturn goes retrograde on the 29th and will be with us until November 15th. An emotional upset might arise in the area of relationships, so be sure to curb your temper and take a beat if you need to. You can regroup to talk things out later, right? So, King of Swords is very applicable to this. Try not to, because we don't want to be too emotional. We don't want an emotional King of Swords because, an enraged King of Swords is never good. So we always want to be mindful when we're angry. Um, and that's going to be a theme throughout the whole year where you're going to be cleaning out the relationships, and then there's going to be times of, arguments and escalations. So Neptune retrogrades on the 1st of June till December. Try not to try not to project expectations that are too lofty onto your relationships. You will need to do your best to bring things to ground level and see things how they really are so that you can work through them accordingly. So, yeah, we're I'm going to remind you of these things as we get closer to the months because June is kind of far off. So I'm going to remind you about this, and I'm probably going to need to find another way of delivering this advice to you because I really feel agitation here. You're going to be going through something in this during this time where you're not going to want to hear much advice. So, you know, King of Swords is going to be your theme this year. Just even keel and diplomacy and a lot of things, let other people do the talking and give them plenty of rope to hang themselves too. I mean, um, which is another thing the King of Swords does. Um, he can really use his words with economy too, and just sit back and let other people hang themselves. But um, here's the thing, Libra. You can have ideals in relationships, right? So and most of the time, those ideals aren't impractical. Um, but in this energy, you, especially because you're so agitated back here and you're just fed up with people, and you're looking to, especially because you've been in relationships where they've been very uneven, and you're looking for more reciprocity in your relationships and that kind of thing you can kind of swing the other way where, you just like, I want what I want and this is what I want and you can kind of tend to close yourself off to what the other person needs. We've all been there. So whatever's going to be happening in June, we'll work through it. I'm sure it'll be fine. Nine of Pentacles, you see? So again, Spirit is reminding you that it's really not in your best interest to um, get bogged down in arguments and ugliness because, again, it's going to, it's just going to put a damper on the beautiful life that's coming to you. You see? Wow, Spirit is really on point with the cards today. So we've got the Eight of Pentacles, which upright is. Wait, didn't we have Eight of Pentacles before? Yes, we had Eight of Pentacles in the previous. Okay, so this is. Oh my God, so perfect. So we've got the Eight of Pentacles here, which we have upright. So this is you, really enjoying yourself, working on your new life. And then you've got people getting on your nerves or whatever. But here you are, by the way, starting to see how you may not be getting the payoff yet, but at least you're really feeling that payoff coming and you're really enjoying it and enjoying building whatever that is. Unlike earlier in the year where you really didn't see it coming, but now the energy has changed and you can see your new life coming, and you're building towards it. But you have people in your life that are going to bring you bullshit, and if you allow them, will derail you, is what this is saying. You see, here's this lovely energy of building here, and here it is. So just don't let that happen. You don't have control over other people, but you do have control over your own reactions. So, oh, yeah, I was going to go for another clarification, but we don't need one. We have July now. So July, North Node in transit to Aries. From July to January 2025. Focus on developing and nurturing the relationships of any kind that you are currently focused on. Immerse yourself in enjoying and strengthening your bonds. That's nice. At the same time, an overhaul of your self image will be supported at this time with a dose of confidence and positive self talk. So, yeah, this is you're dumping your toxic relationships here and you're turning towards your healthy relationships and really drawing love and healing from those nurturing relationships. Lovely. Um, and drawing strength and doing some self care that can strengthen your self image. So let's see what we got here. The lovers. This is wow. The cards are on point today. So the lovers is about. It doesn't always have to mean romantic love. This is about um, really communing with people with whom you resonate with and who vibrate on your same level and that, make you feel good. And people that you want to spend time with and who aren't working your nerves all the time, like these folks over here. It can bring you healing and nurturing, loveliness, right? There you are. The Six of Swords that are just, this is you moving away from problems, moving away from the toxicity, moving towards things that are more healthy for you. So in August, we've got Saturn square Jupiter, inviting us all to shed bad habits and excesses that might be unhealthy or counterproductive. Also, caution in spending and an urge to make wise choices in finance will be advised. Building a new life, taking out the garbage, just in relationships and also within. Bad habits and self-limiting beliefs and the unhealthy self-talk too. We need to be kinder to ourselves in the way we speak. Oh, wait, let's see. Is that supposed to be reversed? Yes, it's reversed. Okay. We also have the Four of Wands here. So here we are with the Wands now. We've had some swords here and pentacles, and now we're getting wands because we're building towards things. This is Four of Wands talking about. So this self-care and getting rid of shedding bad habits and everything, or the spirit is saying that is going to serve you well. And then the Page of Wands talks about a new endeavor and starting something new, which is what this whole year is about. And just this can be reversed, can be quite negative, but in this context, it talks more about just putting things on hold and taking the time to look within. That there's no rush to put things together. That it's more than just physically putting things together, too. There's more, there's working on your your physical surroundings, like your job and your business, renovating your house and that kind of thing that's making your life better. But this is also self care too and spiritual work. These are actions, but inward actions. So we've got September. Uranus goes retrograde. Hold on. Let's go back to August. I don't feel like the message is overly reflective. Okay, what are we gonna? Yeah. So we've got the Two of Swords. So the other swords that you have here talk about your relationships and moving away from toxicity. And you can have, and here this talks about self care and going within, which is really going to help you with sorting out the last bits of whatever you've been dealing with. And I shouldn't even say last bits because I make it sound like, oh, everything's going to wrap up in this year. We're building. Um, so I can't really tell you how long you're going to need to deal with the toxicity, and that could also be up to you too, as efficiently as you can get rid of these toxicities in your life. Some may be easier to get rid of them than others, but at any rate, um, Two of Swords talks about being unsure how to proceed. Um, but let's get one more. But your inner work is going to help you do that. Otherwise, if you don't take the time to stop and do that, you're going to have difficulty in navigating this. So let's just get one. The lovers. Right. So, and you don't need to do it alone either. You've got the lovers again. So, your healthy relationships are going to be just as important as as dumping your toxic ones, is what Spirit is saying. You're really going to need to draw strength from your healthy relationships. They're going to really heal you, Libra, because it's very apparent to me that you've been going through some things that have been damaging you in the past handful of years. And for a lot of you, it can be your jobs too. So, spending time at home, first of all, spending time alone too is going to be very, very important. But also, spending quality time with loved ones are going to help you heal as well. Yeah, I think that message is complete now. So, we have September, Uranus goes retrograde. You will feel free from elements in your life that have felt stifling, especially if you have to let go of relationships. Wow, I forgot about this. I wrote this in my notes, but it's, God, it fits perfectly. With a comforting sense that everything happens for a reason, right? So, yeah, this might be quite painful for you, this dumping of relationships or whatever, but that's okay. You'll have plenty of support with the with your loved ones and your healthy relationships to help you get through it. And Uranus retrograde is going to help you with that. That's lovely. You're going to have plenty of support. So five of swords. Beautiful. So five of swords, especially in this deck. So the traditional Rider Waite five of swords is the one where your guy's holding some swords, a couple of swords, and then there are two people in the background with swords on the floor, and they look very dejected and defeated. While the guy holding the swords in the forefront are is smiling with satisfaction. But in the Vivid Journey deck, it feels like a slightly different energy where this is less of a you versus an opponent type thing and more of just you. So, Libra, this is you looking down with satisfaction at these swords, which are all of the things that you've learned through your karmic relationships. These are the good takeaways, the tools that you have taken away from these karmic situations, which is what karmic situations are for. The universe puts these adverse situations in your lap so that you can learn from them. So this is you having confidence that you've learned your lesson and you're better for it moving forward. So let's see what else we have here. Let's have clarification for this Five of Swords. Mhm. Oops, we got two. Yeah, we'll take them both. So, Seven of Pentacles and the Emperor. Yeah. So the Emperor talks about confidence here is the main takeaway. The Five of Swords is talking about confidence here too, confidence in what you've learned. And the Emperor has he's lived and he's learned and he's confident because of it, because of the experiences he's had in the past. He has a lot of strength to draw from, and that's going to be you. Here you are in an ebb energy, which you're going to have the ebb and flow here. But you might have a little like fatiguey type. Oh, this is tough. Yeah. But this is a very fleeting energy. One more, please. Okay. Two more. Wheel Wheel of Fortune. Okay. We also have King of Pentacles. So Wheel of Fortune, we all know, talks about abundance. But see, it really seems like whenever you have the disgruntled cards here, and it's not just you, some of the other signs got this too, where you get disgruntled cards and then you have, you know, a positive major arcana in front of it. So, which says, there was a bit of me thinking out loud, but I say all that to say that if you have any disgruntled feelings, then again, don't let it derail you because you're on your way to abundance, to an abundant life. So, I mean, it's the whole year. The universe is going to remind you. I'm going to remind you. Spirit's going to remind you. Your own intuition is going to remind you. You'll be fine. So we've got October, solar eclipse in Libra. Again, you'll be searching for balance in your relationships and how they serve you. This will be a focus on self and what you deserve in life, right? So this disgruntled here too is just the general theme one of the general themes anyway in this whole year is dealing with toxic relationships. It can be an ugly business, but once you're free of, the yanking of the rotten tooth, you'll feel better. Temperance. See, you've got to have patience. You got to have an ounce of humility, diplomacy, um, empathy, compassion, forgiveness to counterbalance the disgruntled, anger, resentful, right? The temperance is saying, if there's not any balance in these emotions, you can spin out of control, which would be very unfortunate because you're on such a positive road. The, the world, right? There's the positive major arcana again that I keep saying that you keep getting. This is just, again, you have disgruntled feeling and then major arcana. This is a shouting at the highest decibel. Don't worry about it. Is it's what spirit's saying throughout the whole year. Don't worry about it. Don't let it bother you. Move on. Take the high road. It's all right. You're on your way to your blessings. And that's a fact. So have faith. So, there's nothing of significance astrologically happening in November, so we'll just take the card. The Empress. Come on, Libra. The Empress. Need I say more? The Empress doesn't let little arguments and actually, I don't want to trivialize what's been going on in your relationships because I'm sure a lot of them aren't little arguments, but still, you should probably minimize them in that way. No matter how big they are, just think of them as petty arguments and just discard them and get rid of them because you're going to be the CEO in your own damn life, Libra. Ain't nobody got time for people's nonsense. And you know what? If I had a dime for every time I've said that throughout these readings, because most of the signs to some degree have had kind of the same message that, you know, look, Libra, Capricorn, Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Leo, you know, you're going to have to take out the trash in your life to build a new fabulous one. And it's not going to be fun, but don't linger in the bullshit too long, right? And that's what the astrological energies. Yeah, come on. And the Nine of Cups. This is emotional fulfillment on top of the Empress. The Empress sitting on her throne being fed grapes. So people can be as awful as they want to be, whatever. You know, call the guards, usher them out of your court, have the guards take them to the tower and forget about it. You don't you don't need to be around these people anymore. Discard them. You have a fabulous new life coming. I'm very excited for you Libra. And by the way, um, some signs more than others. Some signs, Libra, I have to say, have much heavier energy than you. I mean, your focus is on your relationships, for sure. But, I mean, your blessings are closer to you than some of the other signs. Some of the other signs are like Cancer comes to mind, are going to need to be doing a lot more building than you. I mean, everyone's going to get there in due time, but yours definitely feels closer than some of the other signs. So anyway, because you've got a lot of major energies here and a lot of jumpers, you're going to do well, Libra. So December. So yeah, I alluded to this energy earlier in the reading. Mars is going to go retrograde on the 6th, which everyone's going to dread. It brings an energy of hyper motivation and wanting to accomplish everything quickly, which is not always the best choice. So be aware of this energy and resist the urge to rush. Tempers can also flare, so be mindful and avoid conflicts. So let's talk about the urge to rush. Mars can help make us feel like we're not going fast enough, which is not really going to be the best energy on top of um, the Pluto entering Aquarius. Oh, by the way, I think that I did mention that Pluto was in Capricorn and was with us for the past 15 years, but I did not mention that Pluto entering Aquarius will be with us for the next 20 years. Okay? So right now is building towards 20 years of heaven on earth, too. I'm very sorry I didn't make that clear. I don't think I did in the beginning, right? So this really um, big, important energy that's happening right now and you're going to feel it if you don't feel it already, because I think a lot of you are starting to feel a change and an excitement that you could start, you know, start your building, start your construction of your new life, right? So you're going to be feeling all of this all year and dumping the trash and just really at work building your new life. And then here comes Mars telling you that you're not working fast enough. You know, you're going to have that urge like, oh my gosh, I got to get this done. But well, so I'm going to remind you when we get there, take it easy. It's just Mars being a jerk. So for some people, it could be good and give them motivation, but for some people, it's just going to be too much motivation. Like you don't need it. You're already working. Give you a break. So, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. The other thing is that having that in mind, you're not going to be the only person and the only sign going through this energy. And some people are going to be dealing with this energy more harshly than others, right? So there's going to be a whole lot of, you know, not that it's not happening already, but a whole lot more people freaking out in the grocery store and accidents and people just generally being arseholes. So you're going to need to be mindful that, you know, you're going to be need to be mindful of this energy and just take things in stride and not involve yourself in conflicts because, you know, that never ends well. So let's see what we have here. Strength. So, wow, you know, that's really interesting. There are many, many signs that got strength in December. At least half of the signs, I would say. That's amazing. I keep getting strength in December. So, this is a very, very simple message of God saying to use your inner strength, stand in your power, but especially stand in your heart center when it comes to this energy with people freaking out and wiling out and all their business. You're going to have to stay in the eye of the storm and not involve yourself in the storm. That takes a lot of inner strength. Okay? So let's get ooh, the tower, right? Wow. So, okay, there's a card that I haven't seen in December. So, this is a very strong message that, which kind of fits in with these other major arcana. You know, how I was saying that you have the disgruntled and then the major auspicious major arcana topping it. This is kind of the same energy, but with a warning. Like, let's not wallow in the swamp or indulge in any of that conflict because you can really create problems for yourself, Libra. Especially you, Libra, because you don't like injustice and, you can let arguments really send you off the rails. Because if you feel like you're being wronged, that drives you nuts. So be careful. Let's get one more. And of course, this is 12 months away, so we'll talk about it when we get there, too. I'll remind you. Look, five wands. This is spirit saying, don't go there. No fighting. We don't need any more clarity than that. The tower and the five of wands is like, and strength. This is a very strong warning not to let this energy get the best of you because you will not like the results if you do. So, anyway, Libra, you have a beautiful year coming to you. Let's talk about your keywords and phrases in review. So, we've got one, influx of new ideas, two, socializing and seeking intellectual stimulation, three, general improvement in lifestyle, full of joy and optimism, four, opportunity for romance for singles and married couples. Five, having patience and finding an even keel in relationships. Six, standing in your power with sensitivity and diplomacy. Seven, overhaul a friend circle, looking for balance in relationships and taking out the trash. Eight, shedding bad habits and eliminating toxicity in your life. Nine, developing and nurturing relationships. 10, reconstruction of self image. 11, increase in income. Dun, 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 dun. And 12, new solutions in business or legal matters. The universe is conspiring to deliver heaven on earth to you, Libra. It's coming. Have faith. I love you, Libra. Enjoy the years to come. I will speak to you soon. Many blessings.